Hey, 324, this is Lieutenant Colonel Nagel giving you this month's October shoutouts and command message. Best part of my job is I get to recognize soldier members that are doing great things in the formations. First off, 357, Specialist Esperanza, 94 push-ups in 2 minutes. Outstanding job, 94 push-ups to the standard. Way to go. He's finishing his degree from OSU, and when he comes back from the deployment, he's going to be a correctional officer. Way to go. Specialist Tolentino, 12:25 in the 2 mile. Woo! I'm running behind you, drafting after you. Way to go. Way to lead from the front. He's at Fresno State right now, finishing his degree in civil engineering. Jump down to the 341. This past month, I got to recognize Sergeant First Class Haas to promotion to E7. Well deserved this summer at CSTX 2018 Fort McCoy. I saw firsthand Sergeant Haas's leadership, leading from the front as an NCO. She's moving on to a different position for the promotion. I hope our paths cross, Sergeant Haas. Way to go. We got Sergeant Alt leading from the front again as an NCO, volunteered to go help with the hurricane relief efforts for Hurricane Florence. Way to represent your company, the 341, the battalion, 11th Brigade, and ultimately the 200th. Finally, I do want to give a shout out to First Lieutenant Hernandez, who led the rear det while the main body was deployed. Thank you for your efforts, First Lieutenant Hernandez. Way to go. There's great things to come for you here in the near future. Be patient. Thank you for your commitment as a leader leading them. Okay, I want to jump down to HHC. I got Specialist Magos. She's additional duty. She's the new unit photographer and historian. Thank you for taking that up. And finally, with PFC Hernandez, taking that information and creating the storyboard. So thank you, Specialist Magos and PFC Hernandez, for that. Jumping down to the 422, we got Staff Sergeant Teliazzi and Sergeant Plasencia for them leading the APFT in record time and getting everything documented. Way to go. And finally, I want to thank First Lieutenant Colley for her efforts as the company XO. She's now moving on to be the new commander of the 341. Lieutenant Colley, because of your efforts there, I have the full confidence and trust in you as the new commander. So I can't wait to be passing the guide on to you here in a week and a half at FTX at Fort Hunter Liggett. I'm very excited for that. And for your partner, your team member, First Sergeant Scott. So can't wait for that. So thank you, Lieutenant Colley, for that. All right, so today's command message, I got 2 things for you that I just want to share with you that are really near to my heart. First one is your story, and the second piece is having individual discipline. But the first part, with your story, okay, every one of you is unique, and you have something to share with others. I encourage you to share your story of where you're at, how you've gotten to this point with someone. We're going to be at Fort Hunter Liggett for 4 days together. Share with people in your formation your story and where you're at right now. So, how are you going to improve yourself and others? That's what leaders do, right? So that story, how have you improved yourself? How have you helped others? I don't know if you can see the picture in the background here, right? What are you doing to help others out? What are you doing to inspire others? Okay? I need everyone, doesn't matter the rank or the grade, to lead from the front, right? Helping each other out to be a part of the team, okay? So finally, with this unique story, I want you thinking about your unique story. I want you to reflect upon people that have helped you at this point, people that have invested in you. So 3 people come to mind for me. I just wanted to take a minute to share that with you. The first ones that come to mind is Colonel John Patterson. Colonel Patterson is my previous brigade commander. When I came to his organization, he selected me to be his new DCO. It didn't matter to him that I had never served in the 90 Alpha position. What mattered to him is how I would treat and lead people. And he believed in me, he trusted me, and it means so much to me. And he is still a mentor to me as I'm moving forward. So thank you, Colonel Patterson, for your leadership and guidance that you have given me. The second person that comes to mind immediately is Colonel retired Tim D'Amico. Colonel D'Amico, I've known him for over 10 years now. He knew me as a captain. He did the pinning ceremony for me to major. What I appreciate about you, Colonel D'Amico, is you pulled me in. You let me vent up to you. You encouraged me to make mistakes. And did I make mistakes? but you believed in me. You didn't hammer me. You listened to me. And those conversations matter to me of how I'm listening to the people in my formations. So thank you, Colonel D'Amico. And finally, Colonel Michael Honeycutt, the Mississippi Army National Guard. The time that you spent with me, Colonel Honeycutt, and getting to know Jason Nagel as a person, sharing with me your thoughts, your ideas, and what stands out to me today, all these years later, of you talking to me about being a dad, a father, and as a husband, and how to help balance that three-legged stool from the military career, civilian, and family. So Colonel Honeycutt, it means the world to me, the time that you took to get to know Jason Nagel. So that's my first piece I wanted to share with you all. What's your unique story? What's your story? Share it with somebody. Thank someone for investing in you. And finally, I want to talk to you about having individual personal discipline, which leads to lethality, right? So what does that mean? So the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Mattis, he put out this memo, right? And the quote that he put in there from George Washington is this. Listen to this. George Washington said, "Discipline is the soul of an army. It makes small numbers formidable, procures success to the weak, and esteem to all." I love that. George Washington knew it all that already then, right? And that relates to us today, okay? So I need you, right? Motivate yourself, which leads to motivating others. We need to have that discipline. To me, it's one of the most important elements of what makes us a unique soldier, makes us the greatest military in the world, is having that discipline. So 3 things with personal discipline I want you to think about. Number 1 is having that individual discipline, right? We must do a better job ourselves to be as an individual and as a unit, right? Because if we don't do that, our enemies are going to use that against us. So we must have that individual discipline. That's number 1. Number 2, right? We need to do the little things perfectly. Because if we can't do the little things perfectly, we're not going to get the big things right. Okay? So number 1, have that individual discipline. Number 2, do the little things perfectly. And number 3, we must enforce the standards, right? That makes us more lethal. We have a great history of the United States Army. We must enforce those proven standards, right? Enforcing those proven standards, upholding them, right? That gives us the respect for all. As General Mattis said, it removes the cancer from our formations. Sexual misconduct. It removes that. It removes that cancer. So we enforce those standards. And as a leader, you must know the difference between a mistake and a lack of discipline. Listen to what I just said. You must know the difference between a mistake and a lack of discipline. So that memo lays it out, right? And he finishes it with that we must not tolerate or ignore lapses in discipline. Again, our enemies benefit from that if we don't uphold the discipline. So 3 things today. Have that individual discipline. Number 2, do the little things perfectly. And number 3, enforce those standards. Enforce them. That discipline will make us stronger and more lethal. Our brigade commander, Colonel Hafley, is enabling us as commanders, me as your battalion commander, your company commanders, all the way down into formations, and enabling you to be more lethal. What are you doing about it? And finally, 324, I want to say this. Again, I want to emphasize it to you. I believe in you, and I trust in you, and I'm honored to be leading you from the front. Can't wait to see everybody in a week and a half of 400 Liggett. This is Lieutenant Colonel Nagel out.